Welcome back to another video. This is question from SQL series, the medium level question, the immediate food delivery. So we have a delivery table having delivery ID, customer ID, order date, and the customer preferred delivery date. Okay, so the question asks if the customer preferred delivery date is the same as the order date, then the order date is called immediate. Otherwise, is it called a scheduled. So the first order of the customer is the order with the earliest order date that the customer made. It is a guarantee that the customer has precisely one first order. So okay, so this is the guarantee that the customer has one precisely one first order, and the first order of the customer is order with the earliest order date. Write a solution to find the percentage of immediate order if the first order of all customer round to two decimal places. Okay, so like this customer ID 1, the order date is 1/8/2019 and the preference date is 2/8/2019. So this should be the scheduled, and for the second it be immediate. Okay, so same as for the other customer ID, like the customer ID 1 has the first order with the delivery ID 1 and it's scheduled. Same for the third, and the 2 is immediate, and same for the 4 customer ID. So we have the basic idea, like we have to find the minimum order date, like the first date, and then if the order date is equal to the customer preference delivery date, then this immediate order. Okay, so first do this, the basic idea, then we will see what we can do next. So select customer ID comma, the our basic idea is order date equal to the customer preference date as is immediate. Okay, from which table? From delivery table, where the date is minimum, the order date is minimum. Okay, so where customer ID comma order date in select customer ID comma minimum order date, from which table? From the delivery table, and we have to use group by customer ID. Okay, so till here what we did, like from this subquery we find the customer ID as per the minimum order date. Okay, so like for the customer ID 1, from the order date we find the minimum date like this. Okay, and then if this date is equal to this customer preference delivery date, then it goes in is immediate. Okay, otherwise not. So our the next query is, like we make this as the common table expression. Okay, the temporary table. So make this as with cte as select, we have to round till 2 decimal point, average is immediate, multiply 100 comma 2 decimal point as the immediate percentage, from which table? From ct. Okay, so I think you understand till here, and now see what it written. Then I'll explain you the each step. Okay, the customer ID, the customer ID. Okay, so I'll explain you after this. So see, it's perfect, and now see the explanation, like the first order selection. Okay, so like the subquery what it return, as I see this identify the first order of each customer. What this does, group by row by customer ID, find the earliest order date using minimum order date for each customer. Okay, so by this query we find for the each customer id minimum order date. Okay, and our in second the filtration, like where the customer id order date in, so what this keeps only those row where the customer id matches an order date, first order date. Okay, so what we got in result, the exactly one row per customer. Okay, all row are first order. Understood? Like we got this those id or the date who has the first order. Okay, so this return we have the customer id and as well as the first order date. Okay, so in our third, the immediate delivery condition, like the order date equal to the customer preference delivery date as is immediate. Okay, so we already defined this. If the date is equal to this, then is immediate, and from this step we find the first order date. Okay, so the column is immediate act as a flag, so it return 1 or 0. If yes, then 1, if not, is 0. Okay, and the last, the cte, like with ctes, so the cte got this something like this: customer id as per the is immediate, and the is immediate contain the 1 and 0. If this, the customer id is equal to the preference date is equal to the order date, then is 1, else 0. Okay, and the calculation, you see the round average is immediate. This is the very basic, this is aggregate function. And while this working, so the round for the 2 decimal point, that is why we use round, multiply 100 for the percentage, and as immediate from the cte. Why average work here? Because as immediate value are 0 and 1, and the 1 is sum of the total customer. So the most important thing is why this approach is excellent. So see, this is a correctly select only first order. First order we how we get the by using the minimum order date. Okay, no necessary case logic. The you gonna see like we have to use case. If the date is equal to this, then immediate, then schedule, likewise. Okay, and no need to use the case logic, because this is very simple subquery and the cte question. So for the use boolean numerical conversion, like for the is, why we use is immediate? Because this equal to this, if the order is equal to the customer preference delivery date, act as is immediate, and the is immediate act as a flag using the contain the value 1 and 0. Okay, so, and the clean, readable, and efficient and interview friendly explanation. Okay, so I explain you maybe in a very easy way, and if you solve this question 1 or 2 time by yourself, so you gonna see how efficiently this query work. Okay, so thank you for watching the video, and stay tuned for the next video. I'm continuously uploading this type of questions for the data analyst and data science purpose, so stay tuned for the next video.